So this is first question is only curiosity, no? Why do you wear saffron and chandan? Why do you say Jai Guru? So these are all curiosity only, not for you. Then on the topic of universal expansion, how do you love people who do bad things? What does it mean to love people who do bad things? There comes spirituality. Oh, that's all. See, we perhaps did not, I don't know whether Swamiji spoke, but I did not speak about spirituality at all. Yesterday we dealt with our normal problems on the basis of our mind and intelligence, our psychology and all. But truly speaking, spirituality means there is a dimension of. Can you show some slide? How will you show? It can be seen from here, that the waves and the sea and all that. Truly speaking, spirituality has nothing to do with so-called God. God it is, but not so-called God or anything that we generally think this practice, that practice. It is to get to the natural dimension of our mind, which is very, very great, but we don't know. So without that, you cannot love everybody. So to love everybody, that is when we speak about a spiritual dimension. That is to understand the... let us see it first. You have to turn your chair if you are not able. See, normally, we will look at it later. Now look at me. Normally, we have the feeling that I am what it is enclosed by so-called my body, mind, personality, this is what I am, and we are not only interested in that. Particularly I think here the children are more interested, too much interested in only what concerns them, not about others. Is it right? I don't know. Because I have found that when 10 participants are sitting, if we deal with the problems of A, the B, C, D are not interested in that. It should not be. Everybody should be interested in everybody's problem, because it is more or less general human problem. So we have this self-centered attitude and vision normally we have. So which make all the troubles of life, they come from there. The feeling of competition, that you compete with others. Suppose you can perform your best, whatever you can do. That is the best you can do. But we won't do that. We will always compare with others. He has done it, so he is getting more salary, he is getting a better position. We compare with others, and result is both suffering and elation also. If you are better off, then you feel that I am better off than others. That elation, which again feeds our egoistic, that small ego, that I am at a higher position, I am better off. Or I am nobody, others are much better off. I am suffering, I am failure, all these things. So this sense is coming from a limited sense of our own identity. Whereas if I perform my best, whatever I can do, I give my full potential, I employ my full potential and I do it, then we will be doing our best. Why compare with others? By comparing, you won't be able to perform better. Rather, it will become hindered, because these feelings of I am not good, or I am not doing well, others are doing well. These feelings will always reduce your performantial efficiency. Performance will be less. Not only this competition, the correspondingly, if you think further, it gives rise to greed. It gives rise to fighting tendencies. The whole world is having the war and all. It is the social effect, societal effect of individual greed and individual ambition, which when it becomes a cosmic level or a national level, it becomes war. All the troubles are coming from there. So, whereas the people who started with the investigation of who am I, because first they were looking at the world, trying to find out what are the things necessary. That is why even the concept of God, why did it come? If you look into it, you will find that right from birth we are finding everything is moving by, is running out of cause and effect chain. Do I have to explain it further? Or you understand? Whatever we do, even if as a baby, if I don't cry, I don't get the milk or the toy or whatever we want. So we start crying whenever we want milk. Or if I don't extend my hand, I cannot hold the apple I want to eat. We have to extend the hand, we have to bite. I don't feel satiated. My hunger doesn't get satiated unless I eat. So everything is related by causality. Small to big, everywhere it is causality. That the things are done according to the cause and effect chain. So naturally this gives us, this point is very important. You can, later on also you can think what I am saying is very important. That this causal happening all around us gives rise to the question that what is the cause of the universe? That the whole universe we are thinking, where from has it come? So they thought of some God who has created the universe. The concept of God, otherwise it's not necessary. Why should we think that somebody has to create? It is because we are finding everything is cause and effect chain, so there must be a cause behind this universe also. And that cause we cannot identify. It is not within our purview, so we think of some God doing it. Now, later on, when people started thinking more deeply, they discovered many things which we generally discuss in our spiritual discourses and all. I will tell you a simple thing which will make you think, perhaps if you are thoughtful, that this causality cannot be taken to the absolute level. Why? Because suppose you have found the cause of A is B. Naturally the question will come, what is the cause of B? How did B come? So you find out cause of B is C. Naturally the question will come, then how did C come? So cause of C is D. Like that you go to any extent. Say you come to Z. Naturally the question will remain cause of Z. What is the cause of Z? Like that, if you simply question, then if somebody says that the God has created this universe, the simple question should come up to your mind is that then who has created God? We don't ask it. Or even if you ask, we are slapped by the elders perhaps. So our enquiry is stopped there. But this is a genuine enquiry. If we say that God has created the universe, that means God, we are thinking of some personality, some existence, something. Then who created God? That question will remain. So there is something wrong with this causal analysis, or somewhere it's incomplete. Because if you go to the last level also, the question will be there, where from did Z come, or where from that has come. So if at all there is any absolute cause or absolute substratum, it has to be beyond the causality. It cannot be attained by causality. This is very well discussed in our logic also. In Western logic, it is called infinite regression. Infinite regression means as far back you go, as far back, it is never going to end. The causal logic is such that it is never going to end. In our Shastras, it is called anavastha doshaha. Same thing is called anavastha, and our Shastras have come thousands of years ago. It was there already. Anavastha means there is no stable ground wherefrom you can start. It's the same thing, because wherever you go, the question will still be there. How did it come? So they came to a point that if at all any such absolute is there, it has to be beyond this causal chain. So what we are seeing in this universe, the whole universe is, everything is running according to the law of causality. But the absolute existence, if at all anything is there, truth, that has to be beyond this. You cannot find it out by causality. It is not going to be another object. So that gave rise to a looking within, that I am not able to understand this universe, wherefrom it has come, how it is happening. But I have never looked into myself, seeing that who am I who is looking at the universe. We have always been looking at the object in the objective plane. We have never looked into ourselves, who am I who is looking at this objective plane. So there the spiritual search basically started from that point. That is, rather than looking outside, finding no solution there, they started looking within. Now this looking within led to all the revolutionary spirituality or whatever we have. That was the starting point of all these discoveries. That has got various effects on the society, on the individual. As we know more about spirituality, we will see how it can revolutionize the society as well as the individual. So what they found is that when we look into our within, that who am I? Now the I sense in us is coming from within. Saying who am I, will you try to find out that I somewhere in the bulb there or in the ceiling? Naturally not. The I sense we have, it's coming from our own within, is it not? So we will look within us. Who am I who is looking at the world? So very soon we will discover that it is the body which I am calling myself, which I am thinking myself. Actually, the I is an observer of the body also. My body, as the whole external universe I am observing, this body also I am observing. I am calling it my body, but I am an observer of this. Similarly, when you think of the farther depth in the mind, the thoughts are coming, thoughts are going. I am an observer, I am a knower of whatever thoughts are coming in the mind. So I am a knower of the mind, observer of the mind. If you go farther depth in the intelligence, in the emotional, everywhere you will find the I remains separate. I is the seer, is the observer. All other things in the whole universe, including our own body-mind personality, it is all in the objective plane. It is all observed. And I is the observer. Now, which is that observer? What is exactly the observer? To find out, when they went in, they found that their smallness got completely dissolved. That I, in that I, which is our consciousness we talk about, in that the whole universe floats, it just appears to be. This I is not restricted to my body-mind complex. Because in that I, the whole universe is appearing, of which my body-mind personality is also a small speck. The whole thing is appearing in the consciousness. So that completely revolutionized the idea of our own identity. Are you able to understand? We are becoming too But you cannot say that. When we have to reply, we have to reply in a manner.
I don't get the vice answer ka hoga. So I understand that when the whole causality portion, understood that part, and then it became we're always going to ask the question, then what caused the last one that we know, but I don't understand yet how understanding what I is like.
That part I omitted, what you are asking now, I omitted because of Hasini, because it will become then very long and only one question will be answered. So that part I thought that we will discuss later on. If anybody asks, we will do it, because otherwise it will become too abstract also. It's good that you have said. I was finding it difficult to skip that, but I had to skip it because otherwise the whole lecture will go behind that. But let us accept certain things as experimental result. It is a result of the experiment of our Rishis who looked within and they found out. Otherwise it can be logically also explained, as other part I was explaining, it can be done like that. That is the whole thing in terms of changeable and non-changing. That if you look at your body, the body from childhood has been constantly changing, is it not? As if from a baby to this level. Now, what is that unchanging substratum which has been observing the body? That is the I. That I was small baby, I have become like this. Similarly, mind, it was just now unhappy, now it is happy, or it was happy, now it is unhappy. All that mind is, every moment it is changeful. Who is the observer of these changes? Naturally a non-changing background, which is the I, who is going through all these changes. Like that, every element of our existence, the changefulness is observed by the unchanging I. So the whole changefulness, now when you actually go experientially, you go to find out who am I, and you land on that, then you discover that the whole universe as well. Otherwise also you can argue, you can understand. Because what am I seeing? Suppose this microphone. When will I see the microphone? Unless it appears in my consciousness, will I know that microphone is there? Here are so many particles floating in the air. We don't know them because they are not appearing in my consciousness. So whatever is appearing in the world may be there, but the world which we are knowing is whatever is appearing in our mind, in our consciousness. That is what we are always interacting with. Now that world contains my body-mind personality also as a small speck, is it not? My body-mind personality is a product of nature, product of the world. So when the whole world is an appearance in the consciousness, in that world, my body-mind personality is also a small speck. Then can we call that consciousness within the body or the body within the consciousness? There comes the revolutionary. Generally in science we consider consciousness as an offshoot of the body-mind personality. So that also we have explanations and diagrams, everything, but I am not going into that. So there comes the change that everything is appearing in that I, which the whole world, which includes my body, mind, personality. So the I, the concept of our identity gets revolutionized. That it becomes the all, even more than infinitude, that it contains the whole universe floating in it. It is not restricted by any body, mind, personality also. So when that identity becomes expanded, then automatically you get over all the negative traits we were discussing now, the competition, jealousy, greed. Because everybody is same, everything is same, and everything is I. So you don't have feeling of competition or jealousy about anybody at all. So it takes care of all our you can say, individual fragmenting vision. It becomes an universal vision. So loving all, loving everybody comes from that kind of a vastness. Now in religion they do it by saying that everywhere there is God. Because God you are loving, and you see in your enemy also God, actually God is there in your enemy. And you get over the inimical feeling about him. All these are there, but to go really deep into it will take a long time. I don't know, propose to go into so much. But any such universal dimension, it comes from, basically from the spiritual discovery of our real identity. Here,
Swamiji, I was going to ask to this point. You talked about how all of this will help us when we are dealing with when we're starting to feel the competition or starting to feel like we're not as good as someone else. That comparison aspect, I'm sure everyone here at some point has compared ourselves to other people. How can we work from backwards from that situation to then change our mindset to not feel negatively about someone else doing better? Or how can we embrace everything you just talked about and make it into a daily practice when we are constantly in these situations?
There are two ways. One, the absolute way is to take to the spiritual knowledge and all. That is what I was now discussing. But what we discussed yesterday, or otherwise even now I propose to do, is there is another way to find out what it amounts to. Is it really going to help my performance or whatever I am looking for? Suppose I am looking for a better performance or a higher position. My competition, feeling of this jealousy or competition or anything, which is constraining, which is constricting my mind, it is only reducing my performantial efficiency, is it not? That is what I want to point out. That doesn't need any spirituality. You can think that if your mind is free of all these constrictions, then you will be able to perform best. As yesterday also we discussed that when the mind is free of stress, that is the best performantial efficiency you can have at that point. So that is also a way of overcoming. You need not take to spirituality, is what I am saying. Does it satisfy you?
I think it satisfies me. I think we should ask them if it's good.
No, what do you say? You had asked the question.
I had a follow-up question about...
No, first whether this means anything, whatever I have said.
Oh,
or
yeah, I think it makes sense.
Then Hasini should keep quiet. No, I am not serious about it. I am just joking.
I had a follow-up question about something that you said earlier. I understand how I relates to the body, mind, personality and how it's distinct observer. But I don't understand how you go from there to I being universal and encompassing the universe. Is I not just me, the individual? Like, why is I everything and everyone?
That will take time.
Okay.
What are you looking at there? Is it not sea or ocean?
Yeah.
But there the waves are prominent. Is it not? So, when I asked, you said that we are looking at waves. That is our general vision. We don't look at the sea, we look at the waves. And whenever you identify, suppose I am wave number 5, which is a very huge breaker. So, you feel elation about, I am wave number 5, be careful about me, I will eat you up. Number 2 is already afraid that I am so small, what shall I do there? Number 4 is more or less stable and it carries on. But number one has hardly anything to say. So, all these differential feelings are coming from the basic point that I am a wave, whatever is shown. Hey, you have to move from there, I think. Otherwise, they are not able to see. Miru, show the no, show the wave, sea identity. Here we are saying that a comprehensive vision, that knowledge of the vast inner dimension, makes the mind universal, free and fearless. That is, when you see that I am the sea, in that the small waves are there, the big waves are there, the breakers are there, some are big, some are small, all are within me. It's a comprehensive vision of the sea. Now, you may ask that, how can I have the comprehensive vision of the sea? I will naturally think I am a wave. How can I see I am the sea? So, there, to do it actually you have to take to some spiritual pursuit and all to realize it experientially that I am not restricted like the waves, but I am the sea. Show the next one, what is there? Now, here, show the whole thing. Now, in the top one you see, let us see a shallow tray, which is only 2 centimeters in depth. There is water. If you vibrate the water, what can be the maximum amplitude of the waves? 1 centimeter up, 1 centimeter down, is it not? Because it is 2. Beyond that, it will flow off. It will fall off the tray. And below that you see 1 kilometer depth, like a sea, where the amplitude, suppose we have very big waves in storm, 10 meter or even 100 meters amplitude. Now, with that wave also, in a depth of 1 kilometer, it is nothing compared to the full depth. The agitation part of it, the agitated portion of the water, is nothing compared to the entire water, the peaceful water. And it will not fall up by simple a little agitation or so. So, according to the depth, it can hold the disturbance. As much of disturbance we want, by increasing the depth, you can hold it without getting disturbed at all. So this gives you an idea that our mind is not so shallow as the top one normally, but we think we are like this. So even a small, that I have lost my pen or I have lost my mobile also agitates our mind. And we lose our self-seatedness there. Whereas if you think that, how does it matter? Even if I go without a mobile, nothing is going to change in the whole world. Should I depend, my mind depend on the mobile? Or say food, as you say, no morning breakfast, mother has given something you do not like. So you have spoiled my whole day. The day is starting with upma. Or something like that you say. So the question to be understood is that our mind, we are keeping it at such a shallow level that it is always slave to the circumstances. This point you should understand. It is slave to the objective situation. That even a food is disturbing our mind. Okay, the food is not good. If you cannot take it, if it doesn't suit, you can go without that also. Fasting is not that difficult. If necessary, you can take it. And mother has cooked lovingly, you should take it also. But we get so upset about it that we lose our self-seatedness. Anything happening, suppose somebody has come, a friend has abused you, told you something which you have not done, wrongly abused, let us say, not rightly, wrongly abused. Immediately, what do? We return with fiery words, with agitated words. That means you have lost your self-centeredness. That means when somebody is wrongly maligning you or so, by just that behavior, wrong behavior of another person, you are immediately losing your self-centeredness. Is it right? We are having shallow behavior. Is it not? But I have to go a little longer, Hasini. That Buddha Deva story is there. What happened? When during Buddha's time, the Tantrikas, they were at a height. Our country was passing through very low cultural level at that period for some time. So Buddha could not, that we understand from Buddha's life, that he went from ashram to ashram, nowhere he could get his answer. Everywhere there was some sacrifice, animal sacrifice, even human sacrifice, all these things were going on. So finally he decided that I will sit under this tree and until I get my enlightenment, I am not going to get up from here. And he got his enlightenment. So in his time he became very famous. So the tantric leaders who were leading mainly having those ashrams and all, they got very jealous of Buddha because they were not having that depth, they were shallow-minded, so they got jealous of Buddha. One day their leader came and started abusing Buddha left and right. All nonsense, all wrong. He went on abusing him. Buddha did not reply, he was sitting under the tree. That man got all the more agitated that I am speaking to you for such a long time. You don't consider me a man even, that you are not replying my question. I have been speaking for such a long time. Then Buddha came out with this, there is a shloka, dadatu dadatu gali gali mantah bhavantah, that, well, you are giving me abuses. The question is, in this world, a person can give whatever he has in his stock. You have your stock full of abuses, so you are giving me. I don't have any abuses in my stock. How can I give you back anything? So I am keeping quiet. Now, my point is not exactly whether it has happened or not also doesn't matter. The question is, here is an example of a person who, being abused wrongly in such a manner also, could keep his cool and replied in the manner that, I cannot return you gali. You can abuse me. That means by his abuses he was not disturbed. He did not lose his self-centeredness. So is this not a mental state which we can also have? That is the thing to be learned. Why should we be slave to the objective circumstances, to the situation around and all? We are slave to that. The moment something going wrong, we get agitated. We lose our self-centeredness. We should be master of ourselves, that if anything to be done about the situation, we will do. If it cannot be done, we will not do. There is a poet who was a king actually, he relinquished his kingdom. After relinquishing, he had composed this. There is a poem from him, Bhartrihari. He went another step, that after saying this, whatever Buddha had said or so, he says that in this world, it is very difficult to please anybody. You go on gifting materials, after a few days he will not be happy. Something more to be given, or what you have given is not good. Also. In this world, it is very difficult to please anybody by giving anything. In this case, I have not given you anything at all. I did not have to spend anything. Just by giving me abuses, you have become happy. So I am all the more happy that I have made you happy without giving anything. Give me more abuses and be happy, I will also be happy. So this is only to know that this is also a mindset, a human, we can attain that mindset. Unnecessarily we are getting disturbed by whatever is. This problem you can all apply in your life. Everybody is getting, always we are hearing that I did not do this, but this friend is telling me or parents are telling me. Let them say, how does it matter as long as you have not done it. If you have done it, then it is good. You should thank them or give them something that they have pointed out, correction. You should correct. If you have not done, then it is his business. Why should you worry? So these are how the mind is not getting agitated. How it is, they are discovering a depth of the mind. This is the important point here. What I showed there, the 1 kilometer or 10 kilometer depth of the sea, that our mind has that depth. It is for us to discover that depth and remain self-seated in any condition of anything happening in life. We cannot be upset, we cannot be disturbed at all. It has happened. If you want a solution, you can solve. That yesterday we discussed, the solution also will be easily done provided your mind is peaceful. But if we lose our calmness of the mind, the solution also will not be easy. We will not be able to find out the solution. So, if you try it at one place, suppose somebody, a friend or boss or anything, wrongly saying something, you should be able to calmly listen to that. And if not right at that point, later on you can say, you told me all these things, I have listened. But truly, I don't understand because I have not done anything like that. But if you felt you have told that, I have listened to it. But I just wanted to tell you that it's not true. Just say it for whatever it is worth and leave it at that. At that by that, if he further gets agitated and just listen to it, we can't do anything. So that depth is there in our mind. The moment we explore in any actual practical situation, you will get such a great joy of remaining stable, just like the sea. That huge waves that's trying to strike on you, but you can contain everything and remain like the ocean. Immediately not like the ocean, but you can go on. The more number of times you do, the more you discover your own depth. Does it answer your point? Who was asking that? How do what was the point? That universal we don't know, but how do we get at the depth? I am saying that one is to spiritually discover our soul, that not necessary. From the practical point of view also we can discover the depth of our mind by experimentally applying it. Whenever the situation comes, if you apply, you will understand that the mind can remain stable in such conditions. And it can go to any height. You will be surprised to see how much our mind can go to the dimension, in the dimension of nobility and stability. Any other question, or these two curious points I can reply, but it will take a little time. This is already 11 o'clock. So only one question we have dealt with. Okay? Jai Guru, this one, why do you say Jai Guru? I can reply in one sentence, because Guru means teacher. In our case, teacher means it's a dedicated, we are sort of Gurukula system, if you have learned, that our whole life we stay with the teacher and we learn from him. So for our, particularly in the spiritual level, otherwise also, the teacher is given the highest position, because it's not just the theoretical knowledge. We are learning by staying with him, all his qualities should flow. So it is the highest position given to the teacher, which makes us say Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Jai Guru means the victory to the teacher. It's a gratitude, an expression of gratitude towards the teacher, that's all. And our dress is actually, it can be interpreted in various ways. The two things, one is that it's the dress of color of fire, Now fire, our knowledge is called fire, Jnanagni it is called. Because knowledge will burn off all dross from our mind, all the constrictions of our mind. So it gives you, as fire makes everything free and vaporize everything, like that it makes our mind free from all its usual bondages, gross bondages, so to say. So this is the color of fire. Another is, it is the color of earth, because what is the property of the earth? It's patience. Because you do so many things on earth, it never fights back, is it not? You dig, you take away all the materials you want from there. Nobody bothers about the earth at all, what is happening, by scooping out all the minerals, everything. Passing stool, passing urine, everything on the earth. Never earth says anything in return. Like that, our sannyasa life, our renunciate life, is supposed to be absolutely patient and withstanding everything, never to fight back. If somebody calls us, we come. After going there, if we find that they are shouting at us, scolding us, ask me to go away, we will go away without saying a word. Oh, why did you call me? That is why I have come. Now nothing. You called me, I came. You sent me away, I went. That's all. Once we were invited in a place and we were invited, we were being fed. And while feeding, they speak. One of the daughters-in-law started speaking so many wrong things about us, complaining about us. Went on saying, and they're serving food at the same time and speaking ill of us. But what can be done? We still ate, sitting there without saying anything, we took some food. We could have got agitated and no, I will not take food here, they're speaking like this, I walk away. We will not do that. That will be inauspicious for them, not for us. So we will simply, as a poison, we will eat the food. Knowing that it is poison, we will eat the food and come away. So that quality a sannyasin should have. So that is why it is the color of the earth also originally. And the third, which is perhaps realistic, that we were wanderers. So we did not have time to wash our clothes or so. So we will put, this is called Gerua, that Geri Mitti, some earth is available in the Himalayas, which can be, the clothes can be dyed with that. So if you put that, when it becomes dirty, nobody will come to know. You move with that. So all the three are true. But now we are looked after like princes, so it's not necessary, but sometimes it may become necessary also. Anything else? Still, your has come, so shall we stop then?